Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Wade Holland, and welcome to another installment of our live YouTube workshop, Explain. Now, the whole goal here with Explain is to help make better tech decisions for the average consumer. So, on that note, please do subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, and feel free to share the link out to friends, family members from our discussion today if you think this will help benefit them. Now, if there's anything that 2020 has taught us, it's that more improved technology, faster, stronger, more reliable internet is so helpful for staying connected and couldn't be more important than right now. So, on behalf of Ohm Media, I'm excited today to dive into the connected life, a discussion sponsored by Verizon on both the mobile and home side. Now, right now, many of you might not even know that in the Northeast, in cities such as New York, Boston, Philly, DC, let's see if I can, I think other parts of Pennsylvania, Verizon is offering home Fios service. Now, maybe you might even be saying, well, first off, what is even home Fios? I've never heard of that. So, home Fios service is first off, it stands for fiber optics system. So, it's a fiber optic system, which means it's the most reliable system, and you can get up to about 1 gig speed. So that means obviously better internet, more reliable internet. And on a side note, Fios actually means knowledge in Irish. Don't know if many of you knew that, but it really just means better internet. I'm a professional video creator, so for someone like me, that is game changing to have internet like that. And I'm sure this service could be very beneficial for many of you too. Now, today I have a panel of guests that I'm going to be polling on to talk a little bit about that, but also just talk about holiday traditions that they're that they're doing to stay connected, and then also traditions of staying connected that they have been doing, and things from all of you, ideas that you've been doing. So feel free to comment in the comment bar here with any ideas you've been doing and questions that you have for us when we start talking about holiday traditions. So my panelists today, let me introduce them. We have Isaiah Winters, we have Michelle Park, and we have Jeremy Cohen. How are you all doing? What's up, everybody?
Hi.
Hey,
Hello, hello.
Hello. Where are you all tuning in from? Isaiah, where are you from?
I am currently split between Baltimore and Brooklyn, but I'm in Baltimore right now.
Cool. Michelle, where are you at?
I'm in New York.
Cool. And Jeremy, where are you at, man?
And I'm in Florida.
Okay, cool. I am on the total other coast of all of you right now, so I don't think Fios is available where I'm at right now. So I'm excited to talk with all of you, at least being in the Northeast, and then you too, Jeremy. I know you do a little bit of work up in New York too. So, Jeremy, let's just dive into some of your work, kind of a little bit about who you are, and some of these traditions or ways that you're staying connected with these holiday traditions in such kind of a weird time. So, first off, who are you?
So my name's Jeremy. I'm a photographer, also a filmmaker. Yeah, I'm New York based, and I rely on a fast connection often, like because I'm on the go all the time. Not as much now in quarantine, but yeah, I'm just riding my bike everywhere, skating everywhere, shooting portraits here. So
Cool. Where is a lot of your content going up to? Are you on Instagram? Are you on TikTok? Where is kind of your main platform for people to see what you're doing?
yeah, I'd say TikTok and Instagram are my two main places that I like to show my work.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I hear you have a little bit of a following, just a little bit of following on TikTok. Nice, man. Million followers, dang. I guess tell me a little bit about TikTok. Have you seen like explosive growth since the quarantine? Have you been seeing more activity because of what's happening right now?
Yeah, so my New Year's resolution last year was actually to get on TikTok and just try it out, post a couple of videos because I had a bunch of friends telling me, "Yeah, you got to try it out. This is the next app." And I'm for over a year, and I'm like, I and then I finally started making some videos on TikTok in January or February of this year, and I found that it changed my work for the better because I started I had all these stories I was telling through photography, which I love
Mm,
doing, but
mm,
the video part was more of a challenge to me. So I was going outside of my comfort zone a little bit, and just by watching all these different formats of TikTok, I
cool.
kind of found my own style within that and started posting TikTok videos, and I still am. And yeah, it's a lot of fun and rewarding because I think I'm telling more compelling stories through this TikTok storytelling.
Cool. If there's anyone just starting to get onto TikTok, do you have any advice for anyone of like what they should be doing to make content on TikTok?
Yeah, I'd say my best advice is just to get on it if you're not on it because I think one of the I mean there's a lot of great things about the app and I think one of the best parts is you don't need a big following to you don't even
Hmm.
need to have any followers to have a video get seen. If you the way the algorithm works, which no one knows exactly how it works, but if you
Hmm.
make something really interesting, there's a chance that it could go viral just like that because of the For You page. So because of the algorithm, it'll serve
Hmm.
anyone videos based on what their interests are. So, yeah.
It still seems like it's pretty organic. I started with a lot of my content on Instagram, and as we all know, kind of Instagram's, kind of the day of true organic reach is hard to get on that platform. Which on
Absolutely.
TikTok, I'm not at a million followers, but I've started kind of making a little bit more there too. And you're totally right. You don't know what video can pop off, and that is harder to get on Instagram. It seems like these days,
Yeah.
where
Although with Instagram launching Reels,
mm, good point.
they're having like I'd say to any creators watching this right now, post on TikTok and post on Reels because
Totally
yeah, Reels will get yeah, they're really pushing Reels out to people to watch. So,
cool.
yeah, I'd say I'm all about micro video content. It's what I really enjoy. Also, with everyone's attention spans or most people attention spans, I
Hmm.
think it's like easier content to consume instead of a longer form video. There's definitely a place for that too, by the way. But
Yeah,
yeah, this is just what I'm interested in at the moment. It's
cool,
exciting.
man. With kind of what I was introing here with this idea of staying connected in kind of crafty or unique ways around the holidays, because whether it was around Thanksgiving or now moving into kind of the winter month here, what do we have on your end? Like, have you been doing anything? Are you going to be doing anything around family and friends, staying connected that you wouldn't have been doing in 2019?
Oh, sorry. I was just looking at the chat for a second. My TikTok is just my name, Jeremy Cohen. Uh, sorry. So, wait. Tell me your question one more time.
No
I
worries, man.
apologize. I was.
No worries, no worries. I was just curious if there's any, kind of fun ways that you've been staying connected with family, friends, especially with holidays coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I think video chatting, whether it's FaceTime or Skype or whatever you use, I mean, I think it's pretty incredible. I've been on like the FaceTime video chat, WhatsApp chat, just video calling in general. That's like my favorite form of communication just because it's instead of sending like writing out a long text, I'm not much of a person that I don't like writing when I don't have to and it takes longer. I'd rather just like call someone and just talk to them and see their facial expressions.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's not the real thing, but it could be pretty close to it. And it's very efficient, you know. It's like
Totally.
you call someone, it's almost like you're hanging out with them.
Are you going to be seeing family coming up in the holidays? So you're in Florida. Are family there? Or are they in New York?
Yeah, so I'm camped out with my mom, my sister, and my dad right now.
Cool.
And yeah, just spent the first night of Hanukkah together last night, which was
Awesome.
fun. And yeah, I'm gonna be here for a little bit. So
Very cool. Do you guys have like any traditions? I mean, obviously with Hanukkah, but I mean like games or movies or any kind of,
we
kind of tech
yeah, we watched
traditions?
we love family movies. We watched a family movie last night, which was Searching for Bobby Fischer.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
my
Is
dad
that
and I
inspired by Queen's Gambit?
kind of, yeah. I mean, my dad and I play chess all the time. So, and because of that show, we've been playing a little bit more. Of course, like multiple games every day, maybe like almost 10 games a day we've been playing. But yeah,
Have you guys
then
done any like digital chess? Because that's like,
so it's funny because I didn't bring my chessboard this time and he can't find his. So
oh,
we'll literally sit across the room for each other and play on chess.com app.
amazing.
So it's really funny. But I think the other game that we all play, we love Gin Rummy. That's our card game that we play as a
Yeah, yeah,
family.
definitely.
So
Cool, man.
yeah.
Very awesome. I guess going back to some of your content now, I was just thinking about, you're talking about family, friends. Um, the video that I saw, of you kind of going out on this date in New York, that was number one, a cool video. I kind of like the angle you took with it. But I guess on kind of a high level, how has that been, like the whole dating experience in sort of this weird world that we're living in right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's just you got to get creative with it. So,
Totally.
yeah, I think creativity is really attractive, and so I really, when I want to impress someone, I try to flex my creative bones as much as yeah, let my creative juices flow with an idea for a date that's safe and responsible, but also cute, you know?
I heard about apparently someone flew a drone to get someone's number. Do you
Yeah,
know
that
about
was
this?
me. That was me.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so
What happened? What was that?
it's crazy. It feels like so long ago now. I guess this was end of March when it was right when things were really uncertain. In New York, I was alone in my apartment, and I'm a very social, outgoing person. I'm a people person. That's why I love photography. I love taking portraits and meeting people and being out and about, as I said before. Now, all of
Yeah.
a sudden, everything, I'm just like stuck in my apartment all the time. So, yeah, I just like craved social interaction a little bit, and I would look out my window and I noticed people starting to go to their rooftops.
Hmm.
This is in Brooklyn where
Yeah.
almost everyone has access to their rooftops, and it's like the one place at that time that was like, it was just starting to get nice and warm and like perfect out in New York, and yet like we were being told, stay
Yeah. Stay
inside.
inside. Yeah. Yeah.
But though, unless we were getting groceries or anything, but with this rooftop access, it's like the one place people could go that you could get a fresh breath of air and some sunshine. And so many people in my neighborhood were going to their roofs and they were doing all the activities that they normally do, which, whether it was yoga or working out or playing
Hmm.
music or
Totally.
dancing, just like all these things. And so I noticed that, and then I made a photo project about it. So I started documenting all these people on their roofs, and that's when I noticed someone across the street. Her name's Tori, and then I asked her out on a date with a drone. So that's how it went down.
Amazing. So did you guys
Yeah.
actually go on the date?
Yeah, we went on multiple dates. Yeah, if
Nice.
anyone's tuned in here, you could watch these videos on my Instagram or my TikTok if you scroll down a little bit now, since it was back in like April or March. Um, but yeah, there's like 6 parts to our dating story.
Are you guys still talking, or is it just a
Yeah,
six
to be
part?
to be to be continued. There's yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. That's super exciting. So what's your handle, Jeremy? On
So
on Instagram.
yeah, on Instagram my handle is just Jerm Cohen, JermCohen, and then
Cool.
on TikTok it's Jeremy Cohen.
Cool. We'll put that here so in the comments so people can go find you and
Cool,
check out some of your content.
cool.
Very cool, man. I love chatting. Maybe let's jump into kind of now off of that. We can sort of jump into your video to see a little bit about. I mean, it kind of shows you as a creator, but also talking about the dating life, which I think was a cool way you took this video. So
Yeah, let's
let's
jump in.
let's jump in, man.
Rotate your screen to watch this video. Test 1, 2. Okay. Hey, my name is Jeremy, and I'm a photographer based here in Brooklyn. I would describe myself as an optimist. I love life. I love waking up every day, drinking tea, riding my bike, playing a little basketball maybe, hopping on the emails a little bit. I just, I like it all. As a freelance artist, I use my phone all the time. I'm always on the go, and I rely on really fast service. So that's why 5G is a really amazing upgrade. So I can send photos and videos really fast from wherever. The other day, I was biking around and I got a text to confirm that my date was on for that night. Okay, so I'm going on a fancy date tonight, but I have nothing to wear. So I'm gonna hit up my friend Modi to help me out. He invited me over. I rode my bike from Brooklyn into Manhattan. Took about an hour to get there, and I went up to his apartment, hung out for a little bit, and then I told him the situation. I've never worn a leather jacket in my life.
That's like a woman saying she never wore a pair of heels.
We went through a couple different things. I explained to him how I wanted to wear something a little nicer, a little fancier, but not too fancy.
So I just got this brand new cashmere turtleneck. I feel like it's gonna elevate your look. I know you've never worn a turtleneck, but
Yeah.
thanks to 5G, you're gonna be wearing it.
Okay, cool. And we ended up going with this turtleneck, which I surprisingly really liked.
and I liked it so much that I wanted it in another color. So Modi just hopped on his phone and ordered me a new turtleneck in the color that I preferred. So after the turtleneck, he styled me with this nice vest, and then everything after that was pretty simple. It was just a dark pair of jeans, black socks, and penny loafer shoes that are actually from his brand. He made these shoes, which was really cool. It's amazing what fashion can do, you know? Just wearing something that you feel good in just changes the whole mood of anything you do. Thanks, Modi. Thanks, Verizon, for making this happen. And that's a wrap.
Look who we have.
Hi! Oh my god, that video was so cute. I love the outfit. Anyway, hi everybody.
Wasn't that great? That got me excited too.
Yeah, it was so cute.
So good to talk with you now too.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said you're tuning in from New York?
I am, yeah.
Okay, cool. Where in New York?
In the city.
Okay, cool. All right. This is
Yeah.
very awesome. So I guess first off, how is life going right now with you? I mean, regarding, work with pandemic time frame, is there some silver lining maybe with being a creator?
I think there's definitely a silver lining there in the sense that I'm like always home, so I can always create because like all my stuff is here when it comes to creating for online.
Mhm.
But I'm a mom, and working from home during this pandemic has been, I think, challenging, to put it nicely.
Mhm.
Thank God for my Verizon 5G. Like, I'm not joking about that actually, because if I didn't have that, I don't know how I would do my job.
So I guess on that note, why don't you kind of break down, how would you describe your job? What is your job?
So I'm a broadcast journalist. I work for NBCLX. I'm a correspondent there, and I cover long form stories that are relevant to kind of the young Gen Z and millennials is the space. Yeah.
Okay.
But I've been a broadcast journalist for a long time, so I've covered like kind of a span. But currently, that's what I'm doing, and it's really fun. It's just very different right now because I'm not able to see people face to face. It's very rare that we're actually going out on shoots anymore. So a lot of it is me sitting actually in this room doing interviews like this on StreamYard. Yeah.
Are you so you're doing the interviews? Are you kind of putting together these stories as well? Has that been a little bit more challenging maybe because you're not out in the field per se?
I think actually putting together the stories is harder because when you're talking to somebody on like a Zoom or whatever you use, you don't get like the initial kind of person to person relationship, right? Like there's no time for us to just be like, hey, I like your shirt, like look at the weather, whatever. It's
Totally.
just immediately we're like launching into the questions. So as a journalist, it's really changed the way that I do my job, and I try to do intro calls before we actually get on a video call, which is something I never used to do. Like we used to be able to just launch into an interview because we've already had that small space to get comfortable. By the way, hi to everybody who's been saying hi in the comments. I see you. I just want to say hi back. But also the other part of that is that now that I'm doing everything from home, all of my footage is on my laptop, and I have to figure out a way to get that to my editor who is somewhere else, who then has to send it to our, export editor, who then has to send it to our manager. Like it's just, everything is just being disseminated like, through the waves of 5G or however it works. I don't really know, but yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like, needless to say, the connectivity aspect for your work is quite crucial.
Yeah. And, also with homeschooling my kids, I just saw somebody mention that, but homeschooling my kids, that's all online too. And I'm also grateful that we can do like online play dates because they can't see each other, and we can, we sign up for some like random online art classes and things like that. Like there's no other way to do it right now.
Yeah, wild. Are you going to be staying, is all of your family in New York, or are you going to be staying there, leaving? What's kind of holiday look like for you?
So we are going to be taking a 4-day little break-ish staycation. We got a little house in the country just for my husband, I, and our 2 kids.
Okay.
Just to kind of get a change of scenery because we've been in this house for like, since March 15th or whenever it started, right? Like we haven't really been able to go travel anywhere. So, yeah, it'll be nice.
Yeah. Are there any kind of traditions? I was talking to Jeremy about that, but just holiday traditions. Like, is there something that you had maybe done every year, and now it's kind of changed a little bit because of the world that we're living in, and maybe you're using technology or phones, computers, in a way to accomplish that?
I think, I mean, this sounds so cliche, but I think the main tradition was getting together with family, and we aren't doing that this year because, my husband's parents, my parents, they're all older, so they're higher risk. So,
Hmm.
um, the only way to really do that is by, and you'll see this when my TikTok plays, is by getting all of the devices out. We're going to put them all
Yeah.
out on the table. We're going to call the cousins, the aunts, the uncles, everybody.
Hmm.
Um, and everyone will be on Zoom, whatever, I think we're
Totally.
going to use Zoom, and that's how we'll do it.
Yeah, I'm originally from Montana, so I'm used to going back to see my folks there. And same thing with my parents, high risk, so we weren't able to see them. And my dad and I have a long tradition of going out into nature and skiing, hiking, biking, doing these crazy adventures. That obviously didn't happen at all. So we kind of did the same thing. I saw your video and I was like, oh my God, that's so relatable. Like, we had the screens out, and then what we did is we actually turned, like, I have like a my partner's a professional makeup artist, and so she has like a big mannequin. So we turned this mannequin to look like my dad. We like put like a picture on the mannequin's face, put like a ski helmet on him, got him all dressed up, and then we're like, "All right, Dad, I guess this is the best we can do." And then we called him, and just like you were doing at the Thanksgiving dinner, it was like my dad and I were getting ready to go skiing. So it was the best attempt we could do at trying to keep on these family traditions.
I mean, at the very least, everyone has had to get creative, which I think
Yeah.
is a very weird silver lining, but it's given us
Hmm.
all like a reason to get creative, right?
I think so too. I think so too. Um, so I guess if people want to go see any of your work as well, Michelle, where can people go see what you're doing? Is there anywhere online that you're active on?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram and TikTok. It's
Cool.
Michelle W. Park. And yeah, I actually post a lot about like food, which I think you probably wouldn't expect, but I'm really obsessed with eating. So hopefully everyone can relate to that.
Are you finding, kind of what Jeremy was saying? Are you finding that you're enjoying being on TikTok more than on Instagram, or where are you finding you're enjoying creating content?
I think I enjoy TikTok most because of a lot of what Jeremy said, where you're going to reach all sorts of different people, but also because I get to, especially in my job, I'm trying to figure out what issues are relevant for Gen Z, and I get to see those
Totally.
issues so clearly if I'm just scrolling through TikTok. And so it's taught me a lot about that generation. I feel pretty fluent in their slang now. Like I just feel like it's enriched my life in a way that I never could have expected.
What is teach some slang right now? We don't hear some Gen Z slang. What do you got?
Oh my gosh. Well, why don't we just start with a hand motion and the rest of it you guys can look up because I know I'm not going to say it right. But they're always doing this.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, why are they all doing that? Like, what is that about? Anyway, after watching like a million TikToks, I realized that's like their like little flirtatious hand signal. They also do this, which is like, I'm embarrassed.
Yeah. What's the this is probably, we can go into this later, but I'm always curious, what's the Visco girl, the Visco boy thing? Is that a TikTok thing?
I don't know if it originated on TikTok, but I know what it
Okay.
is because of TikTok, and it's like basically the basic bees of the world
Yeah,
are
yeah, that's what
referred
I
to
thought.
as disco girl because it's a
Okay.
filter on one of these photo apps. But yeah,
Exactly. And I started seeing it pop up in trends on TikTok, and I was like, what is this Visco girl thing I keep seeing, or Visco boy thing? And
I
so
know.
it's kind of funny. Um, I guess, is there any last thing on TikTok? I'm really curious. I could go off so much on TikTok because I'm always also looking at kind of where it's moving, what's happening. It seems like so much of pop culture is bubbling up from TikTok.
Yeah.
What trends are you seeing like right now? From what I see is, things are happening on TikTok, and then they kind of make their way into the mainstream. So what are you seeing on TikTok right now? Any trends, any certain creators, anything that's popping that you think is going to maybe move into Instagram or the rest of pop culture?
I feel like if I could forecast that for you, I'd probably be getting paid a lot of money. But what I have noticed, at least in the skincare space and the beauty
Mm,
space, because I do some makeup videos, is that makeup that has a skincare purpose has been doing really well on TikTok. And I think that's a subset of the beauty world that's going to explode soon. So
I agree.
invest your money there if you have something to invest.
I see. I think boy makeup or makeup with boys for men is going to be bigger and bigger because I keep seeing more of that as well there too.
Yeah, for sure.
So, well, I guess let's dive into. I want to see. I want to show the world the video you made around the Thanksgiving. Before we get into that, where did you talked a little bit about this, but the inspiration for that, was that just because you're used to always being around so many family members and then you just had to do it at home there?
Yeah, and I think that, we are always around family members, but it's not always a positive experience, right? Like, I think a lot of people kind of dread going home for Thanksgiving. So, in a way, it was kind of like an ode to the fact that maybe your Thanksgiving was a little more peaceful, even though we all missed our families.
Yeah, when Zoom opened up that 40-minute window, I think some people were excited and other people were like, "Oh no, I have to go more than 40 minutes with the family. Uh-oh."
Seriously.
Right. Well, cool. Well, it was really good chatting with you. Let's jump into show the world your video and hope to talk again sometime soon.
It was nice to talk to you. Bye, everybody.
See you, Michelle.
Well, doesn't that turkey look good? Oh, come on, guys. Let's not talk politics. Are you guys really going to talk about Twitter all night? And Susan, are you sure you should have that glass of wine? Hey, Mom, happy Thanksgiving. Hey, Cousin Sean, how's the baby? Yes, we're all here. We're all here. We're all good. Where's Aunt Susan?
What's up, Isaiah?
Hey, how's it going? And hello to everyone in the chat. Sorry, I've been reading and wanting to respond. Hello from Baltimore.
Hello from Baltimore. And I'll announce really quick, too, at the end of all this, I didn't mention this before, but we are going to be giving away a $250 Amazon gift card to one of the individuals writing in the comment bar. So keep bringing questions or comments, guys, because we're going to be announcing that here shortly. Back to Baltimore with you, Isaiah. So
Yes, sir.
First off, how are you, man?
I'm good. Oh, you just activated my device there. I'm doing well. As well as can be. I feel like it's funny to go after Jeremy and Michelle because I'm laughing thinking about all the different things I've been doing as well to stay in touch with everyone. And Jeremy, please, I need to talk to you about that turtleneck. I need to get one for myself. It looks so good. It looks so good.
The fact that you got a different color as well, I was like, wow,
Right.
that's turtleneck dedication, dude.
So yeah, I'm doing well, but I could be doing better if I had, that turtleneck.
So I guess let's tell me a little bit about, tell everyone and tell me kind of what is it that you do
Right.
professionally, kind of how would you describe kind of what you've been doing?
Absolutely. So I am a professional photographer. I'm split between Baltimore, Maryland, and Brooklyn, New York right now.
Cool.
And I'm finishing up my graduate degree at Parsons. So any design fans out there, kind of splitting between Baltimore and Brooklyn right now. And yeah, my work is really based around documentary work, landscape work. Shout out to Montana. I did a long-term project there last year with Glacier National Park that was life-changing. I absolutely adore Montana. So the bolo tie, much respect. Yeah, we got to talk about that afterwards.
Dude, anytime, I'll take you on back to Montana because I love that place. It's my home.
Yeah. So I do a lot of traveling. Obviously, having reliable speeds and everything and devices is important to me. And while I haven't been able to travel or do any really big projects like that lately, I have been working on some more introspective work and work based around family and friends because, I feel like we are recontextualizing how we communicate and how we kind of interact with each other. And it's weird to think that I'm talking to family more now than I ever did before through, all these devices.
I think on that note too, from what I've seen is like the gratitude element that comes out with all that, like you kind of take some of it for granted. And then when all this happened, you're like, wow, I do have a lot of great things to be happy for in life. And that might sound a little silly, but I think it slows things down when you're talking to family a little bit more. You just start thinking about what's really important, right?
Absolutely. Thank you to the people commenting on the tree. I actually, all of my ornaments are from places I've traveled to and worked on different projects from. So yeah, it's covered.
That's cool.
It's kind of like my own, way to keep track of all these places.
Outside of Montana, you have a favorite place? I mean, it's got to be Montana, but outside of that, do you have another place that one of your favorites?
It's funny you say that because my family and friends kind of make fun of me now. I've basically made myself an honorary Montanian. I just love it. So whenever things come up, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm kind of from there.
I love
Besides
it, man.
besides Montana, my most favorite place right now was Tokyo. I got to go there
Cool.
last year and work on a project, and then the Netherlands is great as well.
Cool.
Great for photos.
So when you're doing photography, are you working creating photos for others? Is it photos
Right.
that kind of you're inspired by and through your sort of channels that you're pushing, or what does photography look like for you?
Right. No, that's a great question. I think for me, because I focus on documentary work, the banality of everyday life, and I try to find stories or find narrative within the everyday. So a lot of my photography, even though I do like documentary work, I love architecture because I really love diving into what spaces mean to people. And I think right now in
Mm-hmm.
COVID, that is one of the biggest things to
Totally.
take a look at because yeah, even just Michelle was commenting on, a lot of us have been in the spaces that we've been in for most of the year, and just
Mm-hmm.
to change that, to get yourself out of that every day is interesting, and it does make you think about that. It makes you think about the
Mm-hmm.
time we spend with each other and where we spend it. So yeah, it's been interesting.
On that note, man, is kind of there anything that's, well, obviously things have changed, but is there anything that you've done? You talked a little bit about it, like this introspective work.
Right.
How has kind of work changed for you with sort of the state of the world being so radically different than it was, a year ago?
It's interesting, and I think Michelle hit on it a bunch in terms of interviewing with people and trying to get to know people, trying to
Mm-hmm.
do your research. When you go anywhere, even like before I started my trip in Montana, there's a lot of things that you try to do to make sure that you're familiar with people and different customs. And having Zoom, being able to FaceTime. I never used video chat or anything like that before all of this, and now
Mm-hmm.
it's all that I use, and I think that it's made me a better photographer because I'm able to interact with people and kind of start those conversations. And sometimes all you have is a computer screen. So it's interesting to try to find different ways to connect with people and get them to open up.
Totally. Are there I mean, like, are there things you're looking forward to once all this, hopefully things open back up a little bit
Yeah.
more, whether it's places you're traveling or work and projects that you have kind of lined up?
Absolutely. So you'll be happy to hear Montana's top on that list. I'm actually, yeah, in the talks with them now to hopefully get back when things
Love
are
it.
safe for us to do. And outside of that, I think I've spent so much time in the last few years traveling and using all my devices, and I love that. But it's really made me reconsider that I need to slow down at times, and maybe with some of these trips, end up visiting family and friends as opposed to all these places. It's really, as much as I love traveling all over, especially now in these last few months, it makes you think about the people you haven't seen and the places
Totally.
nearby that you haven't gone. So,
Totally.
yeah, it's
Where,
definitely making me spend more time at home.
is family there with you right now in Baltimore, or where is family at?
So they're split as well. My family actually ends, half of them live in Maryland and half live in New York. So it's been
Okay.
interesting for me. I've been able to interact almost with different sides of my family and
Hmm.
dive into some different things. So it's been interesting. But yeah, Baltimore's kind of home base, and then New York right now. I just moved back maybe 6 months ago and kind of rediscovering that.
It seems like people are asking if you have a website and social media. Where can people go find any of the work that you've done, man?
Absolutely, absolutely. So my website is www.isaiahrw.com. That's ISAIAHRW. I know there's a lot of different spellings of Isaiah. And then on Instagram, it is ISAIAHRW as well, Isaiah RW. I will be on TikTok soon after hearing from
Yeah.
Jeremy and Michelle and everybody. I've already, got myself set up, and I think that's going to be the next journey there for me.
Yeah, I haven't seen your photos yet, but I'm assuming that they're awesome. So I would
There's a lot of
definitely.
Montana, so you may be biased, but definitely go through. There's a whole Montana thing.
Yeah, TikTok is interesting. I kind of have slowly started jumping on that as well. My partner's a professional makeup artist, like I mentioned before, and so she got on a little bit earlier, and she saw just explosive growth on it as well. And it's cool to kind of see what's been happening there, because even now I'm starting to dip my toe in the water, and it is a fun platform. There's always, I think, a resistance for an hesitancy for creators to get
Absolutely.
on new platforms, and at first, especially when TikTok came out, it was definitely certainly a younger generation. But it's funny, people don't realize like there's such an audience there that's not just younger than 16, right? Like there's so many people in different spaces. I find a lot of like outdoor adventure stuff through TikTok because people are making kind of like tutorials on that. So it's a cool space that I think more and more people are realizing there's a lot happening with it.
And I'm glad that you mentioned tutorials, because I think that's what I'll do. I really enjoy teaching people and about different processes and things that I'm working on. And I feel like TikTok is probably the best platform right now for me to do that short form and just get it out to people who want to see it. So that brings me joy, being able to share just information with people, get them inspired.
Cool. Last thing, man, regarding like holiday stuff, because you got the fantastic Christmas tree back there.
Thank you.
Anything coming up holiday wise that tradition that you and your family are doing are kind of tweaking because of COVID and how you're doing it in the circumstances we're all in?
Yeah, so it's funny, we kind of started an experiment around Halloween where we did 30 days of Halloween, and we had a scary movie streaming that anybody in our friend and family group could join in any night, and that was great. We used Discord for that, and I think for Christmas, we're going to do the same thing. Obviously not the whole month, but I think we're going to do a few nights of Christmas movies, kind of all virtually together leading up to Christmas, and just enjoy people's time. And I've already gotten to interact with some of my friends celebrating Hanukkah. One of my friends is a musician, and he made a whole song, so it's been great. I feel like I've really gotten to spend more time with the people I care about, even though it's virtually.
Very cool. Favorite holiday movie, and then I won't hold you on too much more, but you just mentioned Christmas movies, man. What do you got?
Well, isn't the controversy that Die Hard is or isn't a Christmas movie? I'm not sure. I really am obsessed with the Charlie Brown, all of the holiday movies, but that's like the soundtrack that I put on. That's what I put on. It just brings me so much joy.
Very cool. Well, I do have to announce, so the winner just came in, the winner of the $250 Amazon gift card, Jamie King. Congratulations. Yeah, exactly. I love it. We'll be reaching out to you via Twitter, and we'll get that out to you. Anything else that you want to mention, Isaiah, before I kind of give our thanks?
Right. I just want to say happy holidays to everyone. And don't forget, we're all creative. So if you've been thinking about getting on Instagram, TikTok, any of these apps, get on there and start creating. There's always an audience.
Love it. ABC, always be creating, man. I'm all for that. Well, thanks a bunch for joining me, man. Thanks Verizon, thanks Ohm Media, and thanks everyone who tuned in today. If you do have any other questions, feel free, this video is going to go up. Feel free to comment on the video, and again, share the link out to anyone who would maybe want to learn some more about kind of what we're talking about here. And thanks again, Isaiah. I appreciate you jumping in on this. And I'll talk with you more about Montana. Man, I got a lot to tell you about that, man. I love that you're all about it. We'll connect again soon. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you again on another Explain video.